Some say that we should have looked at the gravity and the breach of the privilege. As the Speaker said, I will be addressing these issues in my right of reply. As the Speaker said, this morning, in moving the motion, I clearly stated that A, we must at all times uphold the integrity and decorum of Parliament. B, that we must at all times ensure that parliamentary democracy is allowed to work. Mr. Speaker said, in light of the above, on the 2nd of September, your good self referred a matter of privilege involving Honourable Prime Minister and Honourable Piyuti Kundundua to the Privileges Committee to examine if there was any breaches to parliamentary privilege and procedures. If found, to recommend to this House what action needs to be undertaken on those who are found to have breached the privilege accorded to them by virtue of being a member of this House. Mr. Speaker said, we spent the last 4 days and this morning on this case referred to us. The two key issues that was referred to us that we examined was there a personal attack on the Honourable Prime Minister? Was there an attack on the family of the Honourable Prime Minister by Honourable Kundundua? The other complaint that we were required to examine was there a breach of privilege in the manner in which Honourable Prime Minister approached Honourable Piyuti Kundundua to seek explanations on his comments in Parliament on 6th of August. These were the two issues that we were tasked as the committee to examine. Mr. Speaker said, in doing so, as you have heard Honourable Inya Seruratu, as you have heard Honourable Albert Maharaj, who were in the committee, unfortunately, the two other members of the committee were very silent in utter vote. In doing so, we interviewed the two parties, Honourable Prime Minister and Honourable Piyuti Kundundua, and other witnesses. In doing so, we've examined case laws in other jurisdictions outside Fiji. In doing so, we examined privilege cases before this Parliament over the last 5 years. Mr. Speaker said, when we examined the witnesses, we gave particular credibility to the two witnesses, Honourable Prime Minister and Honourable Piyuti Kundundua. We wanted to hear them. We wanted to see the explanation because we got this. We got the response on oath. We would examine and get testimony of a few other witnesses. And we had to disregard the testimony of some of the witnesses when we found that there was contradiction in the testimony. Speaker said, when we examine the case laws in jurisdiction outside Fiji, we put those case laws in perspective. Mr. Speaker said, when we examine the privilege cases before Parliament over the last 5 years that has been dealt with, we examine what was the impact of those issues on race relations in this country. We had examined the impact of those issues on the impact on national unity. We had impact on those issues on our government's vision to achieve national unity. Mr. Speaker said, each case differed between the other cases. We cannot say that we should give the similar kind of punishment, similar kind of recommendation as the previous case because every case differed. Mr. Speaker said, when examining the matter, we noted and established beyond doubt, one, that Honourable Piyuti Kundundua did make personal attack on Honourable Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker said, let me read out the verbatim. The Speaker said on page 21, I had asked Honourable Peter Kundundua, let me read, right at the bottom of page 21 of the verbatim. Now I will read the statement that you gave in Parliament on that day, the day this alleged event took place. I will read the entire paragraph from page 2836 of the Daily Hansard on 9 August 2019, and I quote, Honourable Speaker, let me talk about yesterday. Honourable Professor Prasad gave the position of NFP on this matter, and what my Honourable Tawabu did is deplorable, despicable. I was raised by a single man. He should not have said that to every woman. But Honourable Speaker, I tell government, get off your high horse. You are the last person to talk on this. The Honourable Prime Minister should be the last person talking about violence against women in this House. Unquote. I posted, I asked, why did you say that the Honourable Prime Minister should be the last person talking about violence against women in this House? Honourable Tikundudua's response was this, and I quote from the verbatim. Thank you, Honourable Chairperson. I know the Honourable Prime Minister as Commander very well, and for the dignity of this Honourable Prime Minister, I would ask the committee discretion to tread very well unless they want it on public record. If you want me to answer this, then I'm going to answer this. Now, if you're implying anything because you've been asking me about Melibai Brahma, I've never referred him in name. Honourable Speaker said, what is it that he knows about Honourable Prime Minister? Over the last 31 years, he looked after him. And today he comes and tells the committee that, yeah, if you want, I'll tell you about him, but better not let me open my mouth. I again asked him, later and there, I said, so your response now says that you know something about Honourable Prime Minister in person with regard to violence against women. He says, yes. Now he's coming and saying, no, I didn't say anything personal about him. Right here, he said, yes. Look at page 22 of verbatim on his first interview to the committee. Honourable Speaker, we had established for consensus the committee that Honourable Peter Kundundua did make a personal attack on Honourable Prime Minister's family. Mr. Speaker said, on that day when Honourable Prime Minister stood up and asked him, why did you attack me? Why did you attack my family? He didn't say that no, I was referring to the party. Why today? Why today is he coming here and saying that I referred to the party? Why didn't he say that day? Honourable Speaker said, we all know that when you said in Parliament, we have said it in Parliament in the past, that side of the House. We don't say your house. I've never said to Honourable Ramuka, your house. Doesn't make sense. It's not logical, because in this House there are 51 members. Not all 51 members belongs to him. I've never said to Honourable Biman Prasad that your house. Honourable Speaker said he had referred to Honourable Prime Minister, he had attacked his family. Honourable Prime Minister, Honourable Speaker said, the last 31 years of association, from PSO to Lieutenant Colonel to Permanent Secretary of Justice to Permanent Secretary in Prime Minister's Office to Minister for Infrastructure, this is what Honourable Prime Minister has done. The leverage is given him, and this is what he gets. Mr. Speaker said, on that day, when Honourable Kundundua attacked him, he accepted it. But the attack on his family was not acceptable. Honourable Speaker said, attacking his family implies attacking his children, attacking his grandchildren, attacking all children in Fiji for whom he has made education free. It's not in the record. Please speak from the record. Be fair.
You had your time.
Don't come and mislead this house.
Honourable member,
I repeat.
you have the floor on your right.
And I repeat, you had your time. It's my time.
Order.
Logical extension. Logical extension.
Order.
Logical extension. Logical extension.
Order.
Mr. Speaker said, attacking his family implies attacking his children, attacking his grandchildren, attacking all children in Fiji, attacking all children in Fiji because he's the Prime Minister of this country. Attacking all children in Fiji, I will repeat, I'll continue to repeat, attacking all children in Fiji, for him he has made education free, for him he made bus fare free, making his best to secure a better future for them. Mr. Speaker says, attacking him means attacking his ideology for one Fiji with one vision of peace and prosperity. Mr. Speaker said, I can say that too. I can say that too. But I respected you.
Order.
Mr. Speaker said, at that moment, he was hurt. He was a broken man. He was searching for answers as to where he had gone wrong. He was a broken man. Where has his family gone wrong? Where has his children gone wrong? Where his grandchildren has gone wrong? Where the children of this country has gone wrong?
Order.
Mr. Speaker said, he got up. He got up to seek answers. He was not given answers. He left. Oh. You know what is a right of reply? Mr. Speaker said, the Speaker said he got up to seek answers. He was not given answers. He left the house to go home. On the way home, as he approached his vehicle, he saw Honorable Tikunundua at the car park. The hurt man, the broken man looked at Honorable Tikunundua to get answers after 31 years of association and giving him the leverage to get into where is he now.
You have the floor. You have the floor, Honourable.
Mr. Speaker said, Mr. Speaker said, we note the manner in which Honourable Prime Minister approached Honourable Tikunundua was not appropriate. Mr. Speaker said, now let's compare who is a greater offender. Mr. Speaker said, one who attacks the Prime Minister, his family, his children, grandchildren, children of Fiji, or one who goes, holds the shirt and asks why you attacked me and my family. Who is a greater offender? Mr. Speaker said, they haven't been through the documentation. They haven't been through the examination. We have been through the 5 of us, Speaker said. Mr. Speaker said, despite this, the Honourable Prime Minister made several attempts to apologize with regards to the manner in which he approached him to seek answers. He wanted to apologize in the manner in which he approached him. Mr. Speaker said, Honourable Tikunundua refused to accept his apology. In the committee, we asked Honourable Tikunundua, we asked Honourable Prime Minister, are you willing to apologize? He said, yes. We asked Honourable Tikunundua, are you willing to apologize? He said, for what? Exactly. He said, for what? I explained to him for what. And I said, are you willing to take Honourable Prime Minister's apology? He said, I need to think. I said, okay. How long you want to think? Half an hour? He said, I need to think. I said, 1 hour? He said, I need to think. I said, give us a time. He said, no, I can't. Mr. Speaker said, the 6-member committee agreed with the recommendation. The 6-member committee agreed with the recommendation last night. You don't know because you're not there. The Speaker said, in the morning, we were supposed to sign the report. The 6-member committee, 2 members said that no, we have problems, we have difficulty. We need 15 minutes of time. Mr. Speaker said, they said that we need to consult our people. They left. Mr. Speaker said, you're a member of a committee. As Honorable Attorney General has said, your fiduciary duty is to the committee. You can't be influenced by your party caucus. You can't. Mr. Speaker said, they asked for a vote. We voted. It was defeated. When it was defeated, then they said, we'll not sign the report. Mr. Speaker said, they didn't get the result that they wanted, then they refused to sign the report. Mr. Speaker, after they voted, they participated, they voted, and when the vote didn't get through, when they couldn't get the result, then they decided not to sign the report. Mr. Speaker said,
Order.
Honourable Speaker, sir, I'd like to inform the House.
What's your point of order?
The Honourable Mahendra Reddy is that I had made reservations to the recommendations that were made yesterday. Thank you. That is in the verbatim, Vinaka.
Order. Honorable Minister, you order. You've heard the point of order. You have the floor.
Mr. Speaker said, I repeat. Mr. Speaker said, I repeat, and they knowing that they had agreed with the recommendation yesterday, they had made some reservations. We had noted, Mr. Speaker said, Honorable, I think Ravi is there, Honorable Bulitaba is there, they know, they asked for some reservations on the definition, they had differed with us on the definition of house mentioned by, I'm talking about last night, on the definition of house, we said, and Mr. Speaker said, if you look at the report, there the difference in opinion is noted there. We said, okay, you don't agree with this, you note it there. After that, they agreed with the recommendation. Mr. Speaker said, this morning they came, then they said, we think that we will not sign. We said, we gave them time.
Point of order, Honourable Speaker, sir. I'd like to inform the House that we had asked for case laws. We had asked for the decisions of all previous committees. We had asked for the decisions for the relevant Parliament decision on the previous cases. Those information did not come to us until yesterday afternoon. There was no discussion to analyze the previous decisions of the committee and the House. There was no discussion on the case laws.
Order. Honorable member, you've heard the point of order. You have the floor.
Mr. Speaker said, members were given research materials. It's their duty, onus is on them to go and read and do their research as well and come prepared to the committee. Mr. Speaker said, having said that, I beg to support the motion that I have moved, and I urge all members of this House to support this motion. Thank you.
Honorable members, we will now